Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents. When the administration talks about using full force, we are seeing what it means on our streets. The consequences are not abstract.
Federal agents at the direction of the Department of Homeland Security are shattering trust. They are hurting people and they are destroying day by day what we hold dear. Our sense of safety and our literal safety are severely undermined by what happened this afternoon in Portland.
Portland Mayor Keith Wilson and the City Council have called on ICE to halt all operations in the city. They say enforcement must stop until a full and independent investigation is completed. Wilson told reporters Portland is not a training ground for militarized federal agents. He openly questioned the federal government's version of events, saying the time for taking officials at their word has long passed.
Just one day after the horrific violence in Minnesota, our community here in Portland was witness to a moment of fear, confusion, and heartbreak. Earlier this afternoon, 2 people were shot and injured by federal agents in the Hazelwood neighborhood. Violence in our community is devastating. These are not statistics. These are human beings. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents. When the administration talks about using full force, we are seeing what it means on our streets. The consequences are not abstract. They are felt in hospital rooms and living rooms, in the quiet moments when families try to make sense of what happened, what is happening. We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past. That is why we are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place. Our community deserves answers. Our community deserves accountability. And most of all, our community deserves peace.
Oregon Governor Tina Kotek went further. She accused federal agents under the Department of Homeland Security of shattering trust. She said people are being hurt and community safety is being torn apart day by day. Cotek warned that both the sense of safety and literal public safety were undermined by the incident. Her comments mark one of the strongest rebukes yet from a U.S. governor.
Trust is essential to maintaining community safety and the rule of law. Federal agents at the direction of the Department of Homeland Security are shattering trust. They are hurting people and they are destroying day by day what we hold dear. Our sense of safety and our literal safety are severely undermined by what happened this afternoon in Portland.
Portland's police chief confirmed local officers were not briefed in advance. He said police do not know who the individuals involved were and that their identities were never shared. He also said officers arrived after the shooting had already occurred. By the time police reached the scene, the vehicle involved was gone.
We don't know who these individuals are. We have not, they haven't been identified or shared their identification with us. And I don't know the condition of them at this time, just knowing that they were taken to local hospitals. The question was whether or not there's been any evidence to support a statement that was made that the vehicle was weaponized in this event, correct? Is that the question? And we don't have any information on that. As I mentioned, we responded after the fact to both the shooting scene. Once we were at the shooting scene, the vehicle was already gone, because then 6 or 7 minutes later, we responded to where the victims had called 911. So we don't have any firsthand information. There were federal officers both at the original scene and then federal officers at the scene farther away. But we don't have any information to confirm or deny, the behavior of the vehicle, the use of the vehicle.
Just a day after the shooting in Minneapolis of Renee Good, there was a shooting involving 2 Portlanders in East Portland with federal agents. We are still waiting for more details, but needed to pull counselors to get a briefing and an update so that we could ensure that we were prepared to respond. I'm sorry to be delivering this news today. We are all holding both Ms. Good's family and the families of these Portlanders. As we sit here, as far as we know, both of these individuals are still alive, and we are hoping for more positive updates through the afternoon.
The United States is in shock. Another city, another shootout. First Minnesota, now Portland. 2 people were shot and injured. America is once again reeling. Just today after a deadly shootout in Minneapolis, gunfire now erupted in Portland. Federal agents shot 2 people in the city of Portland, Oregon on Thursday. The Portland Police Department said gunfire was reported on Southeast Main Street around 2:18 p.m. local time. Emergency responders then received a call for assistance from one of the shooting victims, a man, around 2:24 p.m. near Northeast 146th Avenue and East Burnside in Portland's Hazelwood neighborhood. The 2 shooting victims, a male and a female, have been transported to a hospital. Their conditions remain unknown, according to the police. The FBI's Portland office confirms that the shooting involved U.S. Customs and Border Protection agents. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, said the incident happened at a traffic stop when a Venezuelan gang member attempted to run over agents with his car. DHS said in a statement posted on X that the passenger of the vehicle and target is a Venezuelan illegal alien affiliated with the transnational Tren de Aragua prostitution ring and involved in a recent shooting in Portland. When agents identified themselves to the vehicle occupants, the driver weaponized his vehicle and attempted to run over the law enforcement agents. Fearing for his life and safety, an agent fired a defensive shot. The driver drove off with the passenger, fleeing the scene. Portland Police Chief Bob Day said, "We are still in the early stages of this incident. We understand the heightened emotion and tension many are feeling in the wake of the shooting in Minneapolis, but I'm asking the community to remain calm as we work to learn more."
Approximately 2:18 this afternoon, Portland police officers responded to the 10,000 block of Southeast Main Street on the report of a shooting. So they came in via a 911 call. Officers confirmed that federal agents had been involved in a shooting. Portland police were not involved in that incident. About 6 minutes later, at 2:24 p.m., officers received information, once again through dispatch, that a man who had been shot was calling and requesting help in the area of Northeast 146th and East Burnside. Our officers responded. We found a male and a female with apparent gunshot wounds. Officers applied a tourniquet and summoned emergency medical personnel. The patients were transported to local hospital, and their conditions at this time are unknown. Officers had determined that the 2 people who were injured in the shooting involving the federal agents from the earlier call. As I said, this is early on. We do not know the cause, but we are engaged, and hopefully we'll have more information as the evening unfolds.
The incident added much fuel to the fire of an already volatile situation. Oregon lawmakers demand ICE leave Portland. Congresswoman Maxine Dexter of Oregon said, "Just one day after the horrific murder in Minneapolis, 2 people in my district were shot by federal immigration officials." She added that ICE has done nothing but inject terror, chaos, and cruelty into our communities. Trump's immigration machine is using violence to control our communities, straight out of the authoritarian playbook, and ICE must immediately end all active operations in Portland, she demanded in a statement on X. Joining the outcry, Portland Mayor Keith Wilson also demanded that ICE leave the city. Wilson said, "We cannot sit by while constitutional protections erode and bloodshed mounts. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents, and the full force threatened by the administration has deadly consequences." The Portland shootout came just a day after ICE agents killed a woman in Minneapolis, triggering widespread protests across the United States. America now braces for more unrest, more questions, more anger, and more fear.
By now, millions have seen the video, a few horrifying seconds that have ignited outrage across America. It was early Wednesday morning, January 7th, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. An immigration and customs enforcement operation was underway near East 34th Street and Portland Avenue, an area already tense from ongoing raids and protests. That's when 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good was shot, fatally, by an ICE agent. Federal authorities say the officer acted in self-defense during what they describe as a life-threatening encounter. But city leaders, state officials, and Good supporters say what happened was an unjustified killing. And then came the video. Captured by a bystander, the footage shows the aftermath of the shooting. A medical professional, off camera, identifies themselves as a physician and repeatedly offers to help Renee Good, who witnesses say was shot in the face. Again and again, the medic pleads to provide aid. The response from an ICE agent is chilling. "I don't care." The agent orders the doctor to back away, insisting ICE has its own medics, even as no medical help appears on the scene. A woman's voice rises in desperation, but she's told to relax. Instead, she explodes in grief and fury.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
Hey, listen, we understand. We got EMS coming. I get it. Just give us a second. We have medics on scene. We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my neighbor! You caught butter in the face! You killed my neighbor! How do you show up to work every day? How the do you do this every day? You're killing my neighbors! You're stealing my neighbors! What the
The video has left viewers shaken. Online, people call it the worst of the worst. One user said, "When I don't care becomes official policy, humanity is the casualty." Another added, "Not allowing a doctor in should be a prosecutable offense." But Renee Nicole Good was more than a viral video. She was a mother to a 6-year-old child, a wife, a poet, writer, and guitar player. Her mother, Donna Ganger, says Renee had taken care of people all her life. She was loving, forgiving, and affectionate, Ganger said. She was an amazing human being. Friends and neighbors describe her as pure sunshine, pure love. Why was she there? Details remain unclear. The Minneapolis City Council says Renee was out caring for her neighbors. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar described her as a legal observer, someone present to document law enforcement activity. Her mother insists she wasn't part of any protest and says her daughter was likely terrified. On Wednesday night, in freezing temperatures, nearly 1,000 people gathered at a vigil chanting for good. City and state leaders offered condolences, calling her a cherished community member whose life was violently cut short. As investigations continue, one thing is undeniable. Renee Nicole Good's death has become a flashpoint, exposing a nation divided, grieving, and demanding answers.